in almost every meeting. And the president
you know
is
she
in
lying.
front of and on top of it all, coordinating.
She's a horrible liar.
And directing.
She's a horrible liar. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. I'm Van, and we are all the LFR family. Thank you so much for clicking play. Hopefully, you click the like button as well. Thank you again, guys. And also, thank you to everyone who went out of their way to purchase the Ass Backwards Way to Move Forward. It's the book that's in the very first link under our videos. It's written by Celeste Duffy. This bad boy is amazing. Shout out to everyone that went and purchased it. When I ask you to, hopefully y'all really enjoy it, but I really want to hear some feedback. Let me know what y'all think about it. It's a very thin book, very simple to read, and you're going to get a whole lot from it. I promise you, it's not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. I need for y'all to go purchase this bad boy. All right, so let's go ahead and check out these ladies, all right? Because y'all know it's Valentine's Day, and I don't know, I know this video is going to be dated by me saying that, but I got to check out the ladies for Valentine's Day. Not this lady right here, but the ladies that's talking about this lady right here. Not Karine Jean-Pierre, but the other ladies that are coming right after this. Y'all about to see. Let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments.
Why won't the White House commit to releasing even a redacted version of the transcripts if asked classified information?
And I'm not saying that we're not committing. I'm saying that they're looking at it. I'm saying that they, meaning the White House counsel's office, is looking at it. I just don't have anything to share with you at this time. It is not a no and it is not a yes. It is, we are looking at this. There's processes, there's protocols, and they're looking through that.
That means we're dancing. We're not ready to tell y'all anything or show you anything. We're not really doing anything, but I have to tell you that we are, because and when I tell you that we are, there's no way for you to prove that we're not doing anything. If that was clear, hopefully that was clear. I know that was confusing as a mug, but they don't care. Karine Jean-Pierre is hired to sit there and lie to us on a daily basis. Do you believe any of what she just now said? Huh? Because if you do, I got a 1945 Benz to sell you.
Processes, protocol, and then there's the continual forgetting of the president,
Here come the
which
ladies.
could be a reason they don't want the transcript out. Meanwhile, there are growing calls for the president to take a cognitive test during his upcoming physical, but according to the White House yesterday, the president's physician says there is no need.
Does the White House think that the idea of the president taking a cognition test, a cognitive test, as a part of this physical is a legitimate idea?
The president proves every day how he operates, how he thinks, right? But by dealing with world leaders, by making really difficult decisions on behalf of the American people, whether it's domestic, whether it's national security. And so he shows it every day on how he thinks, how he operates, and so that is how Dr. O'Connor sees it.
I'm sorry, guys. Excuse me. Bless me.
He also talks to dead world leaders.
We have been teaching people how to grow online. It's been absolutely amazing. We have 3 people who have been able to reach monetization in less than 30 days. Growing YouTube channels, some from 0 people. We have one guy who had 2 subscribers before he started working with me. He started helping him. His views went up 4.8 million%. We're super excited. If anybody ever want to grow on YouTube, you reach out to me with the word coach.
We heard that last week twice. And while concerns grow over President Biden's ability to serve, Vice President Kamala Harris wants voters to know she's ready to lead the nation, telling the Wall Street Journal, "I am ready to serve." There's no question about that. And Brian Kilmeade is very reassured with that headline.
Absolutely. And let me start with the first question.
Happy Valentine's Day, ladies. Yeah, we got the purple, we got the pink, we got the yellow, we got the blue, and then we got this guy that's sitting in the middle. Happy birthday to you. I mean, happy Valentine's Day to you, ladies. What type of shoes she got on? Those are nice.
Is it time to release the transcripts? Well, what happened over the weekend?
And guys, just real quick, I'm not being a perv by showing my by honoring these young ladies. They're beautiful. And we should honor them for being beautiful young ladies. Come on now. Get your minds out the gutter and stop being so daggone party poopers. Don't be a party pooper. If I'm enjoying these ladies, you need to say, yeah, these ladies are gorgeous. They look great. Look like the leg that the man had on he got that leg lamp on the Christmas movie. It's called The Christmas Story, when he got that leg lamp, and he was really excited about it. And then his family, who was hating on him, broke it, and he started crying.
All the surrogates went out to say Robert Hur's incompetent, he's a political hack, and said horrible things about him, including Bob Bauer, the attorney who was in the room for all 7 hours, both those days of his interview. And he says, that is not how I remember it. And Margaret Brennan said, okay, maybe we should just hear the tapes and we can make our decision. He goes, well, that's not my call. He goes, well, you're his attorney. What would you recommend? He goes, well, we'll see what happens. You can't call Robert Hur incompetent and a political hack, and at the same time know the tapes are out there that we can make our own decisions and then have it both ways. And
he looks so sad. He does not look like he want to be here anymore. I don't want to go home. I don't want to be president no more. Do I have to be president anymore? I don't have to be president. Jill, take me home. Jill, can you take me home? I don't want to be president no more. Jill.
Hold those tapes back. It's not going to fly, and they should worry about what they got themselves into.
They should. Kellyanne, they do have quite the defenders in the liberal press. Let's take a listen. Thou doth protest too much. Watch.
President Biden, who I've been around numerous times just in this last year, is sharp, he's focused, he's bright.
He is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
This is a man who is sharp, who is on top of
Here
his
we
game,
go with
who
the
knows
bull
what's
sugar
going
honey
on.
iced tea
He's
again.
smart.
Come on. Now, everybody got an email when y'all are interviewed today on all of the platforms you're interviewed on. Make sure you say he's sharp, he's smart, he's sexy, he got nice feet, he did whoop Corn Pop's ass. All right? Those 5 things. He's nice, he's smart, he's sweet, pretty feet, and he did whoop Corn Pop's ass. All right? Those are the 5 things you got to say in the email, okay? All right? No matter where you say it.
He's on his game.
I was in almost every meeting, and the president
You know
was
she
in
lying.
front of and on top of it all, coordinating
She's a horrible liar.
and directing
She's a horrible liar.
leaders who are in charge of America's national security, not to mention our allies around the globe.
Coordinating.
It's the first. Speaking of coordinating, they all have the soundbite sharp, focused.
Sharp, yeah.
Yes, he's there. Look, I used to think that Kamala Harris was like the most ridiculous personnel decision ever, and I wrote.
Kellyanne Conway. When I was on the left, bro, I used to her, and Kelly McEnany, man. They used to get on my daggone nerves. They was too sharp, bro. Kelly McEnany is night and day from what KJB, Karine Jean-Pierre, is. And I'm not because one is black and one because one is white, but because one was actually prepared when she was up on the microphone. One actually had notes in her little book. One didn't need the notes to be able to spout out actual facts. And when I would see her do her thing, I was like, man, I don't like her. Ooh, she racist. Ooh, I don't like her. But she good. She good.
In the New York Times, in an op-ed last Monday, talking about who Trump should pick as VP, that looking back, it was pretty brilliant of Joe Biden to choose Kamala Harris because he essentially chose one of 3 people in the entire country who could not upstage him. And I don't even know who the other 2 are. It just sounds good. I think she's the best job security for Joe Biden. I sent him another shipment of fresh fruit and vitamins just this morning. I'm scared to death of her as being president. And if you think I'm alone, look at the NBC News poll, Kaylee. Last week.
Happy Valentine's Day to Emily Compagno and to Harris. That's all I'm going to say. Happy Valentine. Hopefully they hear this. Happy Valentine Day lates. Yeah.
It was terrible for Biden, but the one person less popular than Joe Biden was Kamala Harris. Hey, folks, that's not sexism and racism. That's eyesight and hearing. And serious point, a vote for Joe Biden this time is absolutely a vote for Kamala Harris. Not as his VP for the next 4 years, but basically perhaps her for the next 12 years. And I have one major objection with Kamala Harris. It has nothing to do with ideology. It has to do with having worked in that White House for 4 years. The needs of this country are so deep and so great. And you feel like you can never, ever do enough. You can never get ahead of them. This woman has turned the vice presidency of the United States into a no-show job. Go look at her public schedule. Most days now, it says Quote, there is nothing on the vice president's public schedule today. Those are scary 10 words, my friends. And if she has anything on that, it's the presidential daily brief, which is slapped on there anyway. And that is my main concern, is that you can't point to any major accomplishment that she has. She just can't be waiting in place. If I were a Democrat, I'd roll the dice a long time ago. I would have gotten rid of Biden and Harris, probably lost in 2024, but rebuilt a party that has nothing to do with either of them.
Well, to that point, and
Because of diversity, equity, and inclusion, that's not going to happen. They need a black face in order to run alongside Joe Biden. They need that. They need it. So unless you plan on finding another black woman and a white man to run, ain't happening. Ain't happening. And also, if Trump decides to pick somebody as his VP just because they're black, I'm going to have an issue with that. First time you're hearing this, or your second time you're hearing this, but I'm gonna have an issue with that because I'm just tired of people gaming the system. You ain't gotta game the American people. I get it. You gotta have strategy and you gotta play the game in order to, you know what? Yeah, you do gotta game the American people because unfortunately, we don't respond to realistic ask. We don't look at the climate of the country and respond in kind. We don't vote based off of the last 4 years. We vote based off of the games that we allow them to play on us on a day-to-day basis through social media, through mainstream media, and through the hate and vitriol that's shared on social media all the daggone time. So it's unfortunate that we are such sheep and don't think for ourselves, but it's crazy. I don't like when they play that race game, man. Oh, let's pick a black person so that we can have the black vote too. No, I'm tired of that, bro. Because this is exactly what happened with Biden and Kamala. This is exactly what happened. And what we get from it? What? Okay.
And this is interesting, Harris. So, you've had Republicans saying, how can they let Joe Biden be the nominee? I mean, that's essentially ensuring a loss. But this is Jonathan Martin at Politico. Get used to it. Biden isn't going anywhere. The Republican refrain goes something like this. Democrats know Joe Biden can't win in November, and they say it's always they are going to replace the man at the top of the ticket. On Sunday, even Nikki Haley, ostensibly the GOP's team normal candidate, those are his words, put down her cash at the window. My bet is 30 days from now, I don't think Joe Biden's going to be the nominee. Haley told supporters she and other Republicans are about to look as bad as those who took the 49ers. Jeez.
Whoa. Okay. I think the president showed us a little bit of maybe what would be going on behind the scenes.
Man, your skin looks amazing in that yellow. I promise you. Guys, her skin looks beautiful in that daggone yellow. Tell the truth. Come on, almost as lovely as my skin look in this black, huh? Okay. All right. Never mind that, the last part. But her skin looks amazing in that yellow. Look at, yeah.
When he was with the King of Jordan yesterday. And fictitiously, and I guess whole cloth imagined, that Barack Obama was standing in the corner and that the king should look over and see Barack Obama tacitly saying he's still running things. I mean, that's what I gathered from that moment. It wasn't just the confusion about where he should stand and all of that with the King Jordan, like looking around, what's going on. It was the fact that Biden actually said the quiet part out loud. I mean, Obama and other people with access to the White House might still have that access. So you won't just totally get Kamala. You'll still get him. He'll still be probably much like he is now. Let's pray he doesn't deteriorate to the point where he forgets more and sees more people who are not actually there. And I sincerely mean that. That's not good for the country. But we need now to know who's running things. Like, I think it's, and I say that every day, the reason that it's important is our politics are not changing. If the policies are not changing, why is that from a man who can't remember what he did 10 days ago? Why is that? That may be because it's the same people behind the scenes.
10 days ago? Try breakfast. He don't know what he did since breakfast at all. He probably called Jill, one of his girlfriends from elementary school, who are not even here anymore, who probably went on to glory. But he knows it. But because he is not there, see, I'm not trying to make fun of this guy, bro. It's just unfortunate, man. It sounds like I'm making fun. I'm actually not making fun of him. I'm concerned for him and the country based off of who is running it right now. This guy is not. He's not there. He's not mentally there. He just isn't.
Yeah, and look,
And Kamala definitely isn't.
Maybe Machiavellian, but contrary to Jonathan Martin's assertion, look, one big fall, I do think, he says there's no smoky room where they can put Biden aside. One big fall, one thing happens. I don't see how they let him go forward as the nominee. And yes, I say they, because there are delegates, there are those at the convention who could move him aside.
Yes, and I think that, to me, you articulated what I find so absolutely disheartening about this, is that, in a way, it's not the president's fault that he's in.
You better have an awesome Valentine's Day, girl. Emily Campagno, she's fine. She got a big old water head, but she fine. I mean, her head is huge. But usually pretty women got huge heads. I don't know why that's the case, but she definitely has a huge head. Like, even when our heads are together, like, her head is, I will bet that her head is bigger than mine. But it's a beautiful head. Like, she has a beautiful head on her shoulders. Okay, let's move on.
Incompetent and a facsimile of who he used to be. Actually, I'm going to interrupt myself to say this. My biggest gripe about him is the fact that people who prop him up and say that his experience is what is so valuable about him. What is experience if you can't remember it? He has no memory of anything, and therefore it's the same thing as putting in Dory from Finding Nemo. And the second point is that everyone else, all of those talking heads you see up there and his entire cabinet, everyone propping him up, are so much more to blame because they know exactly what they are covering for. But what frightens me more than anything in life, including the Vice President Kamala Harris actually being president, is what would instantly happen if he was moved out of the way. As Phil Klein wrote for the National Review, what would happen is she would go in a heartbeat from a sideshow that just rambles on, word salad, totally incompetent, to the first female president. And the musical celebration of her from the mainstream media would reach saturation levels. And all of a sudden, that's all you would need to know, is the first female president, African-American female, and it's her against Trump. And all of her incompetence, her failures, her not showing up, everything that's in the vessel of nothing. Glossed over. Yeah. That is my worst nightmare.
I can hear the soundtrack from Broadway just playing right now.
Right. And Ellen DeGeneres played Dory, right?
Man, we are in a weird spot right now, man. We are in a weird spot right now. It's February. We got to make it all the way to November with Joe Biden being healthy so that we not have to. Do y'all think, show of hands, let me know in the comments below if you think that Kamala will be a better president than Joe Biden. Be honest. All right? Be honest. Let me know in the comments if you think Kamala would be a better president than Joe Biden. All right? Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments below. If you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family. I look forward to seeing you on the next video, hopefully inside of the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing per usual. Love y'all. And peace out. Yeah.